Greetings on the occasion of our 61st National Maritime Day. My name is Octavio Rodrigues, Captain of Ports, Goa. 5 तारीख एप्रिलाची 2024 आयज आमचें राष्ट्र सागरीक दिवस मनयता. ह्या निमित्तान तुमकां सगल्यांक हुनहुनीत पोरवीं हांव दितां. The objective of the National Maritime Day is to highlight the significant progress of the Indian shipping and maritime sector and to bring to public awareness the bold and futuristic initiatives and schemes taken by the Government of India and our state government for the welfare of its citizens. The theme for this year is Sustainable Shipping Challenges and Opportunities. I am delighted to be the part of the joyful celebration for this Maritime Day, and it is my privilege and honor to explain how our country and our state is making great strides to make shipping sustainable in these challenging times by adapting to the green technology innovations and to bring awareness to my fellow citizens of the initiatives of the government which have made enormous opportunities available in the maritime sector. Why we need sustainable shipping? We are suffering the effects of the climate crisis with global warming, flooding of low-lying coastlines, bleaching of coral reefs, polar ice melting, and sea water level rising. What steps we mitigate to tackle global warming in the next few years will define our legacy for the future generation. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, has declared an ambitious target of net zero carbon emission for 2070. One of the biggest challenges faced by the maritime industry is to reduce emissions caused due to large-scale usage of fossil fuels like high-speed diesel, which causes large-scale pollution due to emission of sulfur, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide, which contributes to global warming, air pollution, and respiratory diseases. What is sustainable shipping? Sustainable shipping, it's all about minimizing the harm we do to the environment by cutting carbon emissions and managing and protecting marine and coastal ecosystems, improving livelihoods, coastal community development, and economic growth without compromising the health of these ecosystems. Steps taken by Government of India to achieve goal of sustainable shipping. The Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sri Sonowal, announced the initiatives focusing on green shipping and digitization of ports. Under the Panch Karma Sankalp, the government will fund 30% of the total cost of building new green vessels. A total of 21 shipyards constructing such specialized vessels have been listed in the Shipbuilding Financial Assistance Program. Under the government's Green Tug Transition Program, at least half of all the tugboats are likely to be converted to green operations by 2030. Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways will provide 2 hybrid hydrogen-fueled tugs to each of 4 government-owned ports for free. The major ports would get LNG capabilities by 2030 with green hydrogen. green ammonia bunkering capabilities to follow by 2035. The Kochi Water Metro project is India's first battery-powered electric ferry fleet consisting of 23 vessels, which is very successful. The government plans to make all coastal and river ports in inland waterways completely green in the next 5 years by using renewable energy, and 100% green vessels across inland waterways by 2047. Under the Amrit Kal plan launched by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, the government has set 2047 as the deadline to make all the major ports in the country use green energy. The Swachh Sagar portal has been set up for environmental compliance program. India to be the global hub for green ship building by 2030 with the launch of Green Tug Transition Program. The first National Center of Excellence in Green Port and Shipping has been set up in Gurugram, Haryana, and will work on 10 crucial projects. That is, develop a regulatory framework for the usage of wind energy for marine applications, identify suitable biofuel for blending with conventional marine fuels, identify fuel cell technology for long voyages, develop a regulatory framework for the transportation of hydrogen up to 700 bar pressure, develop low energy consumption ports and on and offshore platform for tapping solar energy, production, storage and usage of green hydrogen. The Green Voyage 2050 project. This is a project launched in May 2019 between the Government of Norway and the International Maritime Organization, IMO, which aims to transform the shipping industry into a low carbon emitting future. Now, what does all this mean for the state of Goa? The government of Goa will provide required facilities, incentives, infrastructure, and legislation by having in place a policy that will make it binding on all stakeholders to work towards sustainable shipping for coastal and inland shipping in a time-bound manner. Goa has been India's largest fleet employer in litterage operation, barges, transport of passengers, fishing vessels, tourism-related vessels, etc., with 2 highly potential navigable inland waterways. As per IMO 2020, the sulfur content of fuel consumed should be less than 0.5%, and the same is already being implemented in Goa. The need for adopting NOx-compliant engines for the existing fleet of cargo vessels, fishing vessels, etc., that are more than 7 years old and consume high-speed diesels need to be replaced with NOx-compliant engines within next 3 years. All the marine crafts and boats using petrol or high-speed diesel with 2-stroke OBMs need to be replaced with 4-stroke OBMs. Major feeder boats, passenger boats, launches need to be classified for electric propulsion. Government needs to set up a finance fund or schemes for giving low interest loans and tax waiver earnings for electric boats to encourage green shipping. That should also include conversion, replacement, modification to make existing vessels reduce its carbon footprints, and to appoint a task force of experts to convert at least 50% of Goan ferry boats to hydrogen fuel cell operation, replace around 75% of fossil fuels with renewable energy on the coastal maritime sector by 2030, provide hydrogen, ammonia or methane to marine market by 2030, and extend high voltage 11,000 volts network shore supply to all the jetties, ferry ramps and stationary vessels which are moored anchored in river Mandovi. Now the stage is set up for plenty of opportunities to businesses and stakeholders who can manufacture, who can modify, who can supply or set up the above facilities in the shortest possible time, and thus benefit from the initiative of the government to propel Indian maritime to a sustainable levels. Beloveds, in these times where technology has reached the zenith, may the God Almighty give us the knowledge and understanding to admire the beauty and goodness of His creation, and may He grant us the wisdom to set aside all our greed and our pride, and with humility work for the conservation and protection of the environment, so that we can live a sustainable future for the human race. Thank you. Jai Hind.